Well, that's something that's very hard to do, and a lot of us would not recommend doing it. My very first business that I started in '94 involved a lot of family money, and it became very uncomfortable. It made Thanksgiving and Christmas an unpleasant experience, and until you pay that money back, it can create all sorts of tension. On the other hand, it is nice when you make a lot of money for your friends and family, but my overall reaction would be that's the last thing you should do. If you can do anything to avoid asking for the money, you should. If you have to ask for it, I think we're going to want Chris to write us a business plan. You know, I think that a lot of times the business plan is written just for your wife or just for your father or something. Say, here's what I'm going to do with your $50,000. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. And one thing, if you are going to get money from friends and family, I think one thing that you really have to be focused on is being absolutely clear from the beginning on paper, because when things get hard, and they will, because running a business is hard, and there'll be that time where things get difficult, then you can at least go back to that piece of paper and say, look, here's what we agreed on. And it takes the emotion out of there, because at the end of the day, you're always going to be friends and family. Hopefully, you know, you're going to keep those bonds. And so you have to bring in some source of being objective right from the beginning and be able to say, okay, here's sort of what we agreed to, here's what we didn't agree to, here's the things that I expect, and here's when and how I can pay, here's how you know, everything as clear as possible. And if you have that clarity, it'll make you more powerful in running that business.
Let's make a list of what should be in a written contract between you and your wife, or you and your father, or you and your best friend. Terms of payment, how much money and when it's due. Interest rate or expected rate of return.
Yeah.
Arbitration clause that say if it comes to a disagreement, we'll have an outside arbitrator.
Yeah.
What else?
A value, like some type of basis for valuing the business should somebody want to liquidate their piece. For example, it could be something very simple, like with I guess going back to the thing you do with kids, like one child cuts the sandwich in half and the other kid gets to choose, you know, or one person sort of like, okay, here's the formula, one person comes up with the number and the other person gets to choose whether or not they buy it or they sell it for that.
Yeah,
so
I like that agreement too.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the 4 F's while we're on the topic, so everyone's comfortable with that. What are the 4 F's?
First one, you start internally. It's founder,
Friends,
family,
fools. And we would recommend trying to get money from no one but yourself.